Good morning, ladies. Welcome to VEDA Day 10. I can't believe we're on day 10 already. This month is flying. This whole year is flying. Um, so I've been racking my brain for like the last day and a half trying to figure out what I'm gonna do a vlog on. Because all my vlogs have been like tags or like funny stuff or whatever. So I wanted to do something, I don't know, like an actual vlog where I just sit here and chat, you know? So somebody had suggested, my friend Janice had suggested that I do a video about Vaughn. So I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to mix it with Jess, It's My Turn Now 85's idea, and I'm going to tell you how Vaughn and I met. It's the story itself is kind of long, but the result is kind of awesome, obviously, I guess. So yeah, let's just get started then. In 2005, well, actually, before this has got a very long backstory. Um, I was really good friends with this girl. Let's call her Jessie. For a very long time. In high school, I was good friends with her sister as well. All through high school, I graduated in 2004. In 2005, just one day randomly, I went to take my car to go get an oil change, and Jessie came with me so we could drop my car off, and then we were going to go to lunch. So we dropped my car off, get in her car, and we're just chatting, and she's talking on the phone with somebody, or she's talking on the phone with somebody, and I'm like, oh, who are you talking to? Just kidding around or whatever. And she's like, oh, his name is Alex. He's a MySpace boy. And I'm like, Alex? Why do I feel like I know that name? Now, Corona, where I grew up in Corona, it's not a small town. It's not huge, but it's not a super small town. It's pretty decent size. So um, I recited off a name, a MySpace IM name to her, and I was like, "Is that him?" And it was. So we had both been talking to this same guy named Alex, and we were both excited. We're like, we should all meet up, blah, 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 whatever. So we finally, at some point, we all met up, had a good time, hung out, whatever. Well, Alex called me, I don't know, the next day, that night or the next day, and told me, that he had a really good time and that he liked me, whatever, whatever, whatever. Um, Jessie was super annoying, and I was like, hey, that's my friend you're talking about, but, whatever, because Jessie can be annoying. Just, yeah. So, me and him hung out a lot. Well, in July of '05, I moved to Michigan. Now, I didn't plan on staying in Michigan for very long. My mom was moving, and I kind of had to go with her, because I was only, 19 or 20 at the time. So I moved to Michigan. Me and Alex kept talking, whatever. So, and Jessie knew that me and Alex were kind of close. So I came back in April of '06. So I was gone quite a bit less than a year. And I come back to find out that Jessie and Alex are, I don't think that they were really like together, like boyfriend, girlfriend, but they were sleeping together and whatnot. So I was pretty upset because I really liked Alex and I really was looking forward to coming back and, you know, whatever. So, um, I was a little irritated with Jessie, and I mean, maybe I didn't have a right to be, but that whole, your friend likes this guy, you kind of don't go with him, or your friend has the boyfriend, and they break up, you don't go after him. That kind of thing just all falls in the same. So I was a little irritated with Jessie, but I got over it. Whatever. So that was April of '06. In June of '06, a couple months later, I started working at Disneyland. A couple weeks into working there, I started dating my lead. His name was Brian. So we start, we're not like exclusively dating or whatever. We just, hung out and whatever all the time. So one day, he just stops calling, and I'm like, what the crap's going on? So, he's not returning my calls and nothing. So a couple days later, I get a text message from him that says, "Hey, Shannon, you should come to Starbucks so we can talk." And I'm like, now I'm at a party at this point and I'm drunk, like holding a teacup full of tequila, asking anybody if they would like some tea. It was ridiculous. So he texts me and says, "You should come to Starbucks." Now, to understand this, he lives here, he works here, and Starbucks is way over here. Like, there's no reason for him to be at Starbucks that far away. It's nowhere near his house. Nothing. So then, like 2 minutes later after that, I get a text message from Jesse that says, "Yeah, Shannon, you should really come to Starbucks so we can chat." So I get upset. I get really irritated, obviously, and I've been drinking, and I've been drinking tequila. So all of my friends from the party, we all, get up in our cars with the, sober drivers, and they take us to Starbucks, and we cause this big old scene, and everybody's like, whatever, whatever. So, anyways, so Jesse and Brian ended up being together they were together for probably 6 months to a year almost, I think. And I didn't talk to Jessie the whole time they were together. I was very upset because she knew how much I liked Brian. This time I was really upset. Now, me and Brian were never officially a couple. So after a while, I got over it. And I mean, I'm sure I forgive very easily. So anyways, moving on. So in June, I started dating this guy named Les. We really hit it off. Really, really hit it off. Started dating exclusively. He bought me a promise ring. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So, and I was very hesitant on introducing him to my friend Jesse. So I didn't introduce them for a very long time. Actually, I did not introduce them until December of 2007. Right before I went to Germany for 10 days. Me and Les and his daughter went out to dinner with Jesse and her boyfriend at the time and his daughter. We all went out to dinner. Had a good time, whatever. I left for Germany a couple days later. Came back, whatever. The beginning of January, I moved in with Les. And everything was going great. There was, everything was fantastic. We were chit-chatting about weddings and marriage and stuff like that. I mean, there was no proposal or anything, but, we're just chatting about it. So, on March 15th, I won't forget that date, on March 15th, it's a Saturday, I get home from work. This is 2008. I get home from work, and I'm laying down in bed, and I roll over, because Les, sat up in bed. Or he came to the bed and, sat up in bed or whatever. So I rolled over and, we're talking and I give him a kiss or whatever. And then he just goes, "Shannon, this isn't going to work anymore." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, I was completely in shock. Like, everything was great. Like, completely fantastic. So he reiterates what he says, and I freaked out and I left. I walked straight from the bedroom to the front door. Luckily, my purse was on the way to the front door because that was the only thing I grabbed. There was no shoes on the way to the front door, so I was barefoot. It was a mess. It was a mess. So I came over the next day to pick up my stuff, and guess who is there? Just guess. You'll never guess. Oh, Jesse. Jesse's there. I won't get into all the messy details of that, but they were together for a little over 2 years. A couple weeks later, I was on MySpace, of course, MySpace. I love referring to MySpace instead of Facebook, but I was on MySpace, and I had remembered Jessie telling me that her ex-boyfriend, who, we had gone out to dinner with in December, had, she really, really had liked him, and she really wanted to stay with him, but he didn't want to be with her, blah, 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 blah. So, me being the hurt, upset person that I was, I decided that, whatever, you want to play that game with me and you want to do this to me, then I'm going to go after this guy. That's what I'm going to do, because I am not one to do revenge, but I'm going to do it anyways. I don't care. So I started talking to this guy on MySpace, and we met up and we hung out, and it was great. And that was like April 12th or something like that. And April 19th, he asked me to be his girlfriend, which, like I said, originally he was just my rebound guy. So, it was at first, the first couple of days, it was like, yeah, it was just my rebound guy. And then when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I was like, sure. Like, it wasn't rebound anymore. And now, 5 years later, we're married. So, Vaughn was my rebound guy, even though he totally wasn't a rebound guy. He was the love of my life, apparently. So, um, yeah. So that's how we met. That's how we met. It's very, like I said, it's a very interesting story. It's kind of long, but it's a very interesting story. It has a great happy ending, especially considering Jesse's with nobody. Les dumped her, and though, fun fact for you, Les in 2010, in March 2010, Les texted me and was like, Shannon, I made a mistake. You should come back to California and marry me. And I was like, nah. So yeah, that's my story. I have a couple people that can back that up that watch my vlogs. That'd be Janice and JD, because they were there for the whole thing. So yeah. So anyways, that's all I got. So I look forward to VEDA Day 11 tomorrow. I don't know if you guys enjoy this, me just sitting here chatting about, but I can do more. I have lots of things to tell, lots of things to say. So if you want to see more me sitting here chatting, just, I guess, leave a comment below. If not, then have a good day, guys. Bye.